Hey everybody, the 2023 golf season is here, which means got another What's in the Bag video for 2023. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, I'm Brady with Golf Ascending, and if you follow the channel, you know that me and Tyson do a What's in the Bag video every year, and this is the new year, 2023 season. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe and like our channel. We'd love to have you follow. And today I'm going to go through my bag and show you some of the, well, all the clubs in my bag, some of the things that I also put in the bag itself, and then kind of talk about some of the changes. Some things have stayed the same. I'd say the majority of my clubs have stayed the same as last year, but a few things have changed. So one of the things that stayed the same is the driver. So I got this nice little Bettinardi head cover here, but I still have the Cobra F9, King F9 driver. I do have a new shaft, which is this graphite design VR5. It's a stiff flex shaft. It is fantastic. And this driver has been in the bag for, I believe, a few years now. I love this driver. It's very accurate. It's pretty forgiving. And so I haven't found a need to actually switch things up besides the shaft as I got fitted. But other than that, really like driver, and it's been in the bag for quite some time, and I don't see it going anywhere in the next little bit. Something that did change, I had also the Cobra F9 woods, but I just barely changed them because I went to the PGA Superstore and I wanted to test out a few other woods, because when I first got the woods, I just wanted to match my driver. I wanted the same white and black Cobra F9 driver. But I went and tested a few different woods, and I actually really like the Stealths. Now, I didn't get the newest Stealth woods because I didn't really want to spend 350 bucks for a new wood, but I did get the ones before that. I personally looked into a bunch of different reviews, I tested them, and they're actually pretty legit, and I really like these woods. So the one thing I did change besides just going from Cobra to Stealth was that I decided to get a 7 wood to replace my 7, but a 5 wood to replace my 3 wood. And the reason for it is that I found that hitting off the deck with a 5 wood, it was just so much easier. I got more height. It was similar to the same distance as my 3 wood, at least with the Stealth. And I didn't lose as much off the tee, maybe 10-15 yards, but to me, that was worth it to have a club that I can hit more easily off the deck and a little bit more versatile. So those are some of the changes. Just at the beginning of the bag is the woods from Cobra to Stealth. And then when we get to the irons, those have stayed the same. I still play the sub 70s, the 699 Pros. So these are player's distance irons, and I was fitted for these, so I have the right shafts for it. I have played multiple other player's distance irons, and I've tested other companies that are similar to sub 70, and these are my favorite. I love these clubs. I have played the P790s, the Cobra Forge Tech players distance irons, and they're all great. They all feel pretty similar, but these I really like how they perform. I really like how they feel, and so I've kept them in the bag, and I think I'm going to keep them for a little bit longer until I find something else that I might like a little better. But I really like these sub 70s 699 Pros. Now another thing has changed. Oh, so the sub 70s, they go from 4 iron all the way to the approach wedge. I have tested out a bunch of other wedges that I can maybe replace the approach wedge with, but to be honest, this sub 70 approach wedge is fantastic. Now, something that has changed in the sub 70s, I used to play the sub 70 wedges, but they just weren't doing exactly what I wanted around the greens as well as the full shots. I had a 54 and a 58, and it fit the gaps pretty well, but they just weren't doing exactly what I wanted. So I went and did a lot of tests. Me and Tyson get a lot of different wedges to test all the time, so I had a bunch to choose from. I went to a simulator lounge and checked out all the numbers, and I was surprised of the wedges that won out and that are now in my bag. And they just performed better than any other, and they've just been sitting in my garage for like a year. We've done a video on them, and the video was the Wilson Staff wedges. I now have in the bag the Wilson Staff model wedge for a 56, and then the Wilson Staff model high toe full face wedge for my 60 degree, which is perfect around the greens with that full face and the high toe. It feels great for flop shots and hitting out of the sand, and surprisingly, like with the bounce, it's even forgiving for the full shots. And so after doing the testing, I just found these are the wedges I want in my bag. So that was one of the other major changes I had with the bag and the clubs. Now the one last big major change was the putter. So as you've probably seen if you follow the channel, me and Tyson have a lot of videos actually talking about Bettinardi. And I went to an Armlock recently, and I had a Bettinardi Armlock because I've tested out a bunch of different putters, and I've tried multiple different styles, grips, and I found that overall the Armlock was the best until I found the Pinhawk reverse Armlock putter, which we have a video that you can check. I'll put a link in the description. And that putter was the best putter I've ever used. But as I said, me and Tyson are kind of Bettinardi fanboys, and so I wanted to splurge a little and get a custom Bettinardi putter, and I had them just match exactly the same specs as the Pinhawk reverse Armlock putter. And I got me this Bettinardi reverse Armlock putter. So this putter, reverse Armlock, is what it sounds like, reverse of an Armlock, where a normal Armlock putter is on your lead arm, reverse is on your trail arm, and there's zero loft in the putter because it's straight down. There are some players who do use the reverse Armlock, Matt Kuchar, and it's a Bettinardi. He also uses a Bettinardi reverse Armlock. However, they don't have it over the counter. Like, you can't go buy a reverse Armlock with Bettinardi. So I had to get the custom, kind of pricey. If you don't want to pay that much for a putter, the Pinhawk is a great option, and that changed my way of putting. I loved that putter, and I love this putter even more. It's beautiful. So that is all the clubs that I have in the bag, a few changes, and now I want to get to the bag itself and a few things that I have in the bag real quick to close it out. All right, so just go over a few things in the bag and the bag itself. I do have the Vessel stand bag, and it's the 14-way, which I really like. I really like 14 ways to where each club just has its own individual spot. And the Vessel bags, they are really nice. They're just such good quality. I saw that Tyson had one, and I had to switch. They're so nice, and I love the way they look, and just every little thing on them that's just top quality. Something that I didn't mention I have in the bag are these alignment sticks. Got a little golf ascending cover on them. So that's not technically part of the clubs, but that's something I like to keep in the bag. Take to the range to use alignment sticks. And then one of the more interesting things I still have in my bag, and we have a video on it, is the club scrub. I just love this because so many times you go to a golf course and the little ball washer and club washer just doesn't work, or they don't have one. And sometimes the towel just can't get as much or clean your clubs as much as you want, or your golf balls. And so this, I love it. You just put a little bit of water in it and it scrubs it perfectly, and it's so easy. And I do still have a towel to dry it off, but so the club scrub is one of the things I like in there. I do have a rangefinder right here that I use every once in a while. At our own course, the ranches where we play, I don't use it as much because me and Tyson know the course pretty well, and they also have a GPS on the cart. And then other things that are kind of standard, I do have like sunscreen, I have like ibuprofen, I have snacks usually in the bag, a drink, I have a Sharpie, a divot repair tool, something else, oh, a rain cover. There was one more thing I wanted to add that I keep in the bag, and that was probably on this side. Oh, I like to use, and we have a video on these too, but I like to use the T-Los tees for when I'm driving. I just like that the height is always consistent for whenever I tee it up, and that's, you know, it's a little thing, but sometimes the little things can help when it's just super consistent. So I do use the T-Los tees, and we do have video, you can check that out. And I do play the Invictus golf glove. We did a video on that. These are also pretty nice, good quality gloves, to the point where we thought we'd partner with them, so you can check them out. We do have a code with them. And then as far as golf balls go, I like to play the Odin golf ball. We have a video on that. So they're way cheaper than like Pro V1s and other premium balls, but they feel just like any other premium ball. They feel fantastic. Me and Tyson both play them, and so if you haven't seen them or you want to check out the video, put it in the description. But Odin golf balls, they're pretty sweet. But as far as what I have in the bag, that's basically it. So that will be the end of my What's in the Bag for the 2023 season. Thanks again for watching, and again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, click that button below, and we'll see you next time.